I'm Jamie.
I'm Deb.
And we are 13 Monsters.
We are, yeah. And you are finding out about us via ChicagoMusicGuide.com.
Oh.
Maybe tomorrow you see my eyes.
How many sober shows have you ever done? 2. And one was 2 weeks ago. And it was terrifying. At a high school in Peoria.
Oh, that's right. My
Yeah.
show.
Oh my God, I was terrified for that.
What did you go? I know you gave a speech or something, or
Yeah.
what was the occasion?
It was for a music appreciation class, learning about the theremin.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so you know they wanted me to talk about it and you know, and actually do some live songs with it. I mean, like full on.
Yeah.
You know, with my half stack and everything, with guitar and Mac and the tracks going and the Theramonster and everything. And it was it had started out with my nephew, who is the band director at the high school in Elmwood outside of Peoria, with his class, with his music appreciation class, which is like 30 kids, which then morphed into almost the entire high school, because like class after class heard about this and they were like, oh yeah, there's this rock guy from Chicago and he's coming in, you know, and he's going to be doing this special thing with this theremin. Reached into the physics class because they were learning about waves and wave structure and sound waves. So it was perfect, you know. So I walk in, there's like 200 people. It's like 200 kids, you know, with like almost the entire high school of like Elmwood, you know, and it was really, really cool, but it was nerve-wracking, you know, because usually I've got, you know, 3 or 4 of these in me, and anything goes, you know, and we're in one of our places, you know, a club, something like that, so it's home, and this was an auditorium, like in the round, you know, sort of a thing. And then there was a whole question and answer, you know, thing. It was like 1 hour, and they asked so many questions, you know, because they don't often get you know, someone who plays rock music at some high school in Peoria.
Right.
So they had all these different questions about what do you do and how is this done and how is that done and how do you play through this, and like what do you use, and you know, like how do you get paid for this, and what is your outlets, and how do you get on a radio station, like all these different things, you know. It was really cool. It was really, really cool. It was probably one of the 3 most satisfying shows that I've ever done, and the 2nd most terrifying show. The first.
What was the first?
It was Triton College,
Okay.
and it was simulcasted live on Triton College Radio,
Okay.
which back in the early '90s was big,
Mm-hmm.
you know, around Chicago. You know, if you were on Triton College Radio, you know, that was like a huge thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we did a live show there, and I had just quit smoking, and you couldn't drink there. So I had no cigarettes because I just quit smoking like a week before. And it was like my first show that I was like stone cold sober. And it was our 2nd show ever. We did 1 show prior to that at Brixie's in Brookfield. Fantastic place. Rough
I love
place.
Brixie's.
Yeah.
It's a good place.
Yeah, rough place, but man, what a great, I mean, total punk bar. It was a great show.
Yeah.
The backdrop to the stage at that show, Triton College, there was some play like Our House or something, you know.
Macbeth.
Huh?
Macbeth.
No. It was no. Sorry, Our
Town?
Yeah. So
Spencer Tracy's coming out somewhere
Well,
as corpse.
there was
I thought it was the Madness video. I was.
There was this backdrop with like walls and doorways and stuff, all like college,
Yeah.
high school, like hand painted
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
you know, and we played in that with sofas and fucking end tables with lamps
Really?
and shit.
How
with,
come I don't know about this?
with all of our amplifiers on stage in the middle of like our town.
I love that.
It was great.
That's
It was
so
yeah.
good.
It was like the best show ever.
Huh.
But it was nerve-wracking because I wasn't smoking, and nobody could get drunk, and it was our second show ever, and it was a big show. There was like 300 people in there, and it was on the radio live. So if you fucked up, I mean,
You fucked up.
yeah, you fucked up.
So that was the first most nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
What was the second most nerve-wracking?
Peoria.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the third?
Oh.
What was the 18th? I just keep going.
Oh.
And by
Remember
what
that one
degree?
show when you were really
Yeah.
nervous and
No.
your string broke?
Third, I think was probably Beat Kitchen.
Okay.
That show,
It's
because
a good show.
those bands were so good,
Yeah.
and as Dustin and I said, this is really special,
Oh,
and there should be more people here,
yeah.
and that's why it was nerve-wracking and heartbreaking at the same time.
Correct.
Because you were seeing something, where it's like, oh, this is awesome. These guys are absolute. Why is this place not full?
I know.
And there was a rainstorm, and there was traffic, and it was
It was
a
Labor
bad
Day weekend.
Labor Day week, and there was
Yeah.
90 other things happening, and
Yeah.
blah blah blah. And it was like the best bands in Chicago that anybody could have possibly seen
Yeah.
were playing on that stage on that night.
I remember coming up behind you because I was standing with my girlfriend and you were with Melissa, and I came up behind you. I'm like, something major's happening right now. I'm like, I like these guys. We need to play them on the podcast. And you're like, oh my
Yeah.
god, yeah. And you shot a lot of Vine videos and other things, and yeah, we regrouped with every band after the fact, and we got all their info, and here we are today, still talking and playing with
Yeah.
the same people.
Yeah, and
So-
that was one year and 1 month ago, I think, or something.
The Memorial Labor Day weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah, so September-ish.
yeah, and we're all friends based off of that show.
Why do you think your group of groups is able to be together still after a year? I mean, and you see shows advertised all the time, and this band A, band B, band C, but you don't
Correct.
see A, B, and C together again at all. But you can interchange the groups that you're with.
I think there's a
Why?
brotherhood and sisterhood involved. Like, we're always looking out for one another. We try to book shows, but whenever we get a little tickler of a show happening, we don't accept until we reach out to these other groups, because there's a comfort level. We all know how each other works and ticks. Like, everybody is there to help break down set up everything, give a chord, give a mic, give anything that the other needs. A lot of other bands and other times sometimes might not be as willing and be as helpful, and they're in it for their own. This
Yeah.
group of people there's just such a
Very true.
camaraderie,
Unfortunately.
and it's just a comfort level. That being said, though, could it help or hinder us? And like, oh, they're with those people again. Do people want to see us with different people? Maybe. But I don't know. We always look out for each other. We want everybody to succeed. That's with us. We
Yeah.
all want to, and succeed is relative, because we've talked about, do we want to be like the biggest money makers? Do we want to sell arenas? Not necessarily. We are in it because we love doing this. So we're just out to help a brother.
Right.
Right?
Yeah,
Does that make sense? Yeah?
yeah. We're all like-minded, and we're all grounded. In that, maybe we're all older, and we've all been through this before, and we've all been playing music for quite a long time, and we realize, that maybe not everybody's going to make it like we all thought that we were going to in 1991. Everybody thought that we were all going to be Nirvana, and we were all going to be huge. And now, knowing that that's a 1 in a million thing, that when you find people that are like-minded, that are special, you tend to hang on to them more, because why not? We're all on the same road, nobody's gonna make $1 million off of this, and we're most probably, sadly, not gonna be Nirvana, you know. So when you find some really cool people, you might as well go on the ride with them, you know, and ride it as far as you can. Book some really, really cool shows. And you're older and wiser, to know enough to be able to do something like that and not have the egos, you know, bust through those walls, you know, and be like, oh no, I gotta screw all these other people because I'm gonna be #1. We're already #1 with our lives and with our families and with our sons and daughters, and we're already #1. You know, I go to my son's hockey game, and I'm #1 for him in the stands. When he scores a goal, he looks up and he sees me, and that's #1. And that's all that matters, and that's all that matters to all of us in our own lives. And we have those little things where, you know, we don't have to do this, I guess. So if we all go in it, and one, you know, collective group, it's fun.
Right.
It's just fun.
And if something huge would come out of it, son of a bitch, that'd be the best thing.
Yeah.
You know, if it happened, we'd roll with it
Whatever.
and we'd figure it out as we went along. But we are where we are, and we love what we do. And if it's for one person or 20 or 100, we'll just keep doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoy singing for you
Yeah. Right.
in the
Yeah.
studio.
Our best shows are in our basement studio. You know.
When I'm not in the mood.
Well, yeah. Oh my God, she was in a mood today.
Yeah,
Christ.
yeah.
Yeah, happens though. But you know, I mean, we've had some shows. We had one quote unquote show in our basement where it was myself and it was John and it was Dave from Grey Wall doing Grey Wall songs.
Oh, that was such a good show.
In
Oh my
basement.
God. Yeah.
Holy shit! And it'll never happen again, you know. And it was Dave playing Grey Wall songs and John and I on 2 drum sets at the same time.
So good.
You know, so it was like Kylesa almost.
My
playing
other
Grey
favorite.
Wall tunes.
I
Yeah.
loved when we were at Jay from Area 51's barbershop in Elmhurst.
Oh no,
JMC
that
barbershop.
was a great.
Yeah,
that was a
and
great show.
There were
that was a great
like
show.
some Wednesday night like music nights in Elmhurst happening, and we played in front of his barbershop, and you know people were walking by and stopping. It was lovely. And then when we were done, we went inside the barbershop, and it was Area 51 and us, and you guys just all started jamming.
Yeah.
I sat back in a barber chair, just like legs crossed and filming, and it was just
Yeah.
magic. I got teary-eyed actually. I'm like, this is so cool. Like
Yeah.
it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Not
It
to
was.
sound like flighty because I'm
No,
not,
it was
but-
it was like a blues, psych, stoner rock jam
Yeah.
that went on for probably about 10 minutes, and it was one of the best songs that I've ever played in my life.
Yeah.
And it was totally impromptu, and it was like everybody was all dialed in, and it was under black light inside of a barber shop, and it was cool.
I
It was
wanted to start singing.
It was perfect.
I wanted to start singing. At one moment, I went up to the microphone. You were kind of like
Yeah, no.
nothing against
Right.
me, but it was kind of signaling
Right.
like we're in a zone. Don't fuck
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah, right.
So
Yeah.
and I just sat back. I'm like pouty for a second. I'm like, okay, we're.
Yeah, right. It's
And,
like
but I'm like, okay, this is really good.
Jimi Hendrix is playing over here, and like Jack Bruce is playing over here, and Jeff Beck is playing over here. Like you don't want to start singing at this point. You know? Right.
Yeah, it was good.
So what can you tell us about the November 1st show at Cairo in West Chicago? Who are the bands that you're playing with?
Oh wow. Well.
Lourdes, which is Jim DeRogatis, the music critic's band.
Right. Yeah. He is a fantastic punk drummer. Seen him yet?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's like a rock solid punk drummer,
Yes.
man. And it looks like he's not even really doing anything back there. You know, he's so like effortless. You know, and I will love playing with him at some point.
Yes,
You know,
absolutely.
because at some point we're gonna, you know, like get backstage in the green room and
Yeah.
just set up the shit and just start going.
Well,
at
we
it,
made a
you know?
good connection with him. We went to a music seminar that he and Greg Cott, Sound Opinions, were putting on just about how to make it in the music business.
Yeah,
And
at the
Old Town School of Folk Music.
Old Town, yeah.
And we just chatted with them after the fact. We dropped our names. We kept in contact with them.
Mm-hmm.
And we've since become friends. And we saw them recently at Township. And it was cool. We walked in. I don't think we told them we were coming. And when we walked off stage with them, they had finished playing. We walked outside. They were like, "Oh my God, Deb and Jamie, hello." So
That was very, very nice. You know, it's like being being recognized
by the dude that was the last person to talk to Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, you have sort of Chicago punk rock royalty in Vortis, you know, being there, and you know, and they're telling everybody at Township how their next show is with 13 Monsters, and
Yeah.
they're really, really psyched about that.
Yeah, some dude was next to him. Was like, "Who are they?" And he's like, "Oh, we're playing with them on November 1st at a place in West Chicago. They're 13 Monsters. They're great. Listen to them." And we're like, "Is this really happening?"
Yeah,
Son
is
of a
it?
bitch.
Yeah, is this us? You know,
So yeah,
a couple of schlubs.
yeah, schlubbies. So there's them. There's Aria 51, who we've talked about. There's Jay.
Yeah, that's
and
our
Josh.
new stablemates.
Yeah.
Aria 51, and they're like a psych funk jam band.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
really, you know.
They
Not-
sound light, but if you listen to their lyrics, it's not.
Oh yeah.
Like, they're like, "Oh shit, there's kids gonna be at this show? Oh, son of a bitch, we need to reel it back." I'm like, I never noticed the bad lyrics. Like,
Yeah.
you just seem like you're just having fun, and it's like light and airy.
Oh,
It's
they're
like,
having
no.
fun, yeah.
Yeah, they're having fun, but they're speaking dirty, but not too dirty. Let's see, we've got Psycho Sister,
Mm-hmm.
who I have yet to see. I've heard a lot about them, and I heard they have a hell of a stage presence.
And a big following.
Yeah,
They have a big following.
Right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
and.
Great band.
Yeah, absolutely. Gail likes them, and so do you, Dustin. And then I'm gonna be honest, I haven't seen the next two bands.
It's
I've
fine.
heard them,
He'll
but
chop it. It's fine.
you know, the Darksiders and Soulshare. I haven't seen them. But I'm looking-
Darksiders and
Shoulder
Darksiders.
Sister.
Right,
Yeah.
Darksiders and Soul Share.
All right, word association.
Okay.
Beer.
Drunks. Us.
Studio.
Food.
Pizza.
Barbecue.
Fish.
Jamie.
Life. Yeah.
Dave Grohl.
Love him, but at the same time, I'm hating him right
Hold
now.
it. Got it. And
President.
No. First word. Admiration.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, from a business point of view,
Oh, fuck yeah.
I mean, you know, yeah, nailed it, dude. Nailed it. Knocked it out of the fucking park. Nailed it. You know. I don't want him being the spokesperson for what we do. I would rather that Henry Rollins was. You know, but that's just me. You know, I'm not the masses out there. I'm the kid who, you know, who went to Medusa's when I was 14 years old and saw Black Flag. And I did that. So I'm gonna hold on to that from now until the day I die. You know, it was like that was the impression of this is what live music is supposed to be. You know, that dude getting thrown down the stairs. It's like that's what these shows are. That's how, you know, awesome these shows are. That's how violent these shows are. That's how visceral these shows are. That's what punk is. You know, yeah. I don't think you know, There Goes My Hero is the anthem for punk music or anything that's visceral, really. But from a business point of view, yeah, he is all
It's all that and a bag of chips.
he is all business, and he's all that and a bag of chips. And as Jim taught us in his music seminar, I mean, you know, that's that's all by design, and it's been by design since day one. And you know, like I've stated, which I stole from Jim, the Pope, is more obtainable than Dave Grohl now, and that's for a reason. It's a big business, you know. So, admiration.
Where do you find the time?
That's been the discussion of the day.
Yeah, no shit. Oh my God.
Whenever we could squeeze it in.
We had a huge fight about this earlier today.
We did.
Yeah.
Very uncomfortable.
Yeah, knockdown, drag out fight. We are best friends,
Yep.
and we love each other to no end because we can do things like this. It's very, very rare that you find someone like this where you can fight about that exact question. Where do you find the time? We have huge fights about that. You make the time, and it's generally in 15-minute increments. And when you make that time, which is what this whole fight was about earlier.
It was.
Yeah,
was.
it's you know it's
I was crying.
it's very, very well. Yeah, both of us were really.
Yeah.
It's very, very valuable. It's extremely valuable. Where do you find the time?
We just squeeze
I
it
mean,
in
yeah,
when we
yeah,
can. I mean, we share. I'm cutting you off. I'm
No,
sorry.
no,
We
go.
share each other's personal and professional calendars with one another.
Yeah.
We both share a calendar of his life, my life, and our work events. And you know, we've kind of become each other's life managers in a way. Where we'll text each other daily, like, what do I have going on today? And sometimes if he asks me, then I'm like, well, son of a bitch, your calendar's right in front of you. Why aren't you looking at it? But I'll be like, I'll be hold, and then I'll text him back, you've got X, Y, and Z, I've got this, what's going on? Oh, I want to do this, can we fit that in? So we try, and if it's moving something around to fit something in, or if it's canceling something, or if it's just saying no, which is hard for both of us.
Oh my God, very.
We make a way to do it, but it's definitely a partnership, and very open partnership.
Very, very open. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we know the ins and outs of each other's lives. You know, if there's anything wrong in my marriage on a daily basis, or with my son on a daily basis, or with her job on a daily basis, it's shared, and we know about it, and it all weaves in, and it has to, because exactly, where do you find the time? And all that shit, it all weaves in. If there's a problem with one thing, it's 5 minutes that's stolen that we have to talk about it and figure it out, you know, or someone's a little messed up or something, or that they had a bad day, and that has to be factored into that. It's a balancing act, man.
Yeah. And
Every day.
I often joke
Every day.
that, you know, we have the band, we have our podcast, we have his food business on the side. I care for his son, you know, 1 day a week, where I bring him to school and stuff. There's a lot going on in these two people's worlds.
Go ahead.
And
Sure.
I always joke that we're a business, we're an empire, and there's going to be some day where we're on the cover of a magazine, like, you know, back to back, you know, like, you know, Circus Sideshow Productions. Here's the method or the minds behind the madness. But I mean, it is. We are a business.
Oh yeah.
You know, we're marketing ourselves
Yeah.
and our product, and we take it very seriously.
Very.
And
and it might hit, and it might not, but these things all start out somewhere, you know. Maybe it'll hit.
All right, not including yourselves, favorite musical moment. Ladies first.
not including. Oh God. Okay. God. It's kind of weird. I would say one of U2's last tour. Actually, I've been with them from the beginning to now. I didn't get their last album though, or their latest album. I don't like it, but
It was free.
I know. I started listening. I'm like, I don't like
Yeah,
this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. So,
$5 billion on us or whatever.
however, my now ex-husband and I were starting to break up, and we were at the show together, and we were general admission, so we were on the floor. He said, I need to go to the bathroom. And I said, okay, I'll be right here. Find me when you get back. And I said, look around you, look at your surroundings, figure out where you are. He did not come back for the rest of the show. I had the best show of my life. I know we were on the outs, but I got sick of every show we were at, him kind of standing right behind me and me having to turn all the time to say, wasn't that great? Did Edge do well at that point? So I had the best time, but at the same time I was really sad because the person I always saw these shows with wasn't there. When I was walking out of the show, walking through like the pedestrian walkway in Soldier Field, like some door opened, people parted, he comes walking through. And we just looked at each other and ran up and hugged each other, and it just kind of symbolized that we found each other, but we knew that was the end. That's so fucking melancholy and like sad.
Yeah,
but it was an awesome moment, and I'll never forget it. Yeah, other than that, like American Woman sung by fucking shit.
Lenny Kravitz.
No. I hate that song actually
Really?
by him. I'm like, why did you do that?
Wow, he was bored. He had
Well,
nothing
I know,
to
but
do.
I love Lenny, and I've seen him several times, and that was just like, bleh. No,
Could have done like These Eyes. Or
Oh, it was
something.
Crocus. It was American Woman by Crocus at Alpine Valley, opening up for Def Leppard in like 1987 or something.
You were so high then.
No, no. My best friend at that point never did drugs, so I'm like, oh, I can't get high.
What a bummer.
Yeah, no, I went to the side of the stage and the lead singer was singing the words to me, and he went like this, and I like did that, and I was like, oh my god, and like got all scared and ran away. But I'll never forget that moment in Def Leppard. Yeah, you. How do you follow to that, Jamie? You're gonna
Yeah.
go, oh, well, you already said your Black Flag thing. You
Yeah.
already said the Black
Oh
Flag.
no,
thing.
yeah. I can't really follow that other than being in a bar room drum circle with porno for pyros.
That wins.
No, that's
Oh no!
no, yeah, that's
I was with Perry
that's-
Farrell.
Yeah, that's just me and Perry Farrell and Stephen Perkins and some of my friends and my brother, with spoons and cups and forks and knives and stuff, and we were all playing music with barroom paraphernalia that was laying around. And
I gave the Def Leppard roadie a banner I made with my best friend, and you've got that. Fuck you.
Yeah, sorry. Maybe.
Oh, he's gonna pull
Maybe-
another one out.
Maybe better than that. I was 18 years old, and yeah. Well, I've got like a million of them. It's like, which one do I want to pull out? Like me hanging out with Foghat when I was 10. So I was. Oh, I got.
You never told me that. We went to see them at Ribfest.
I didn't actually hang out with them.
Okay.
I just like stood there and watched them for a while.
Okay, that's not hanging out. So shut up.
Okay, so when I was 18 years old, Robert Plant had a show that was scheduled in Chicago for October, and his drummer was playing soccer in a shower. Some I don't know, some gym shower or something, whatever, fell and broke his arm. So they had to fly in a new drummer from
So he's naked and like fell.
whatever. So they flew in. Yeah, there was. No, it was great drummer Chris Blackwell.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, him.
The.
Well,
said
I'm
the.
I'm a drummer, so
I know, but I know
like-
who he is. He is
yeah.
the.
So they got this other drummer from LA, flew him in, and he had to practice all these songs, which was an entire Zeppelin set, basically, which was the first Robert Plant tour where he was actually going to do Zeppelin songs. So it was huge. It was mammoth, you know. And so Robert Plant and his band rented out the Odeum in Villa Park, which is right across the street from where I lived. And nobody knew it. Nobody knew it. So it was me, my best friend, my ex-girlfriend. We're in the Odeum in Villa Park. We went in there for 3 days and hung out with Robert Plant and leaned on the amplifiers for 3 days and watched Robert Plant and his band play Led Zeppelin songs for 3 days. And it was pretty goddamn cool. Yeah.
I gave a roadie a banner. I went through this. Oh, that's nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, no, something might have happened to me, Deb. I don't know.
I
Fucking Robert Plant, I get this.
I was hanging
the
around
14.
with.
I'm like,
I was basically suburban Chicagoland's version of like Cameron Crowe, you know, like
right?
hanging,
You were.
hanging around with Robert Plant for 3 fucking days. Yeah, he gave me like all kinds of stuff.
Did he do any solo stuff on that tour?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I like his solo stuff.
Yeah. Do
Do you like Big Log? I like that song. I like Big Log. Through the window by the back door. That song.
Pivotal point in my rock and roll life was listening to that, and I was on a road trip.
Yeah.
From Chicago to El Paso, Texas.
Okay.
And it was like the longest fucking trip ever.
Yeah, that's a long drive.
Listening to that cassette tape. Oh,
Cassette.
but in Mexico, Juarez, Mexico, you want to get music? Well, like back then, you could go into like any shithole market.
Yeah.
I got like the best like Creedence Clearwater tapes.
Oh yeah, you did.
And like Journey tapes, you know, and shit.
What, like bootleg tapes?
Yeah. Oh yeah. In a flea market in Juarez, Mexico.
Nice.
Yeah, I got all kinds of stuff.
Oh, so
Yeah.
do you still have them?
No.
Oh, that's too bad. Sell them at a garage sale.
Probably.
Garage sale. Garage.
Probably sold them for beer money.